bril af.
Ja, ek het myne ook afgehaal.
Ja.
Goed, dis
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Namibia and the rest of the
Good morning.
world.
Good
Nice to
morning.
have you with us.
Ja, good morning. Just to be different.
Yes.
So we do it in reverse.
Yes.
Kaufeee, jy verstom my elke dag. It was, he looked very professional when he sort of like say good morning and put his glasses back on again. But I must say, it was fast, the way he did it this morning. I'm intrigued.
Thank you.
I suppose you had a good weekend.
I had a fantastic weekend.
Tell.
So I played some music with buddies of mine, which was fantastic. I played with another band for the first time, Jan Tax. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Ja.
And then, ja, het ek nog maar net 'n lekker rustige naweek gehad. Dit was so ganz ruhig, easy peasy. Ek het 'n snoek gebraai oor die naweek. Dit was baie lekker met my familie. Oh yes, and then my children got confirmed
Baie geluk.
in the famous stone church here in Windhoek, the beautiful one there at the top of the hill. So I'm very proud of, we are very proud of our children.
Baie geluk.
Baie dankie.
Baie geluk, dis 'n groot oomblik in hulle jong lewe. Ek dink dit is vir almal wonderlik
Yes.
om so iets te beleef.
But you know what's actually interesting now that we are on Conservation Farming Tuesdays and all that kind? There were 12 youngsters that got confirmed into the church,
Yeah.
but they are from the farming community.
Okay.
So they are from the farming community from Hoogveld all the way to Gubabes. And then effectively from last year, for the last 10 months, once a month, they were on a different farm. In other words, one of those children's
Yeah,
farms. And then they go out there with the pastor and everything, spend the weekend on the farm, and then they do their katechisasie,
Yeah,
their
katechisasie.
confirmation
Dis
course.
vir Jode
And
maar,
so it basically brings it into an end once they get confirmed in church, which I thought was fantastic.
Ja, dit
It was
is
really well done. So congratulations to you
vir
all.
kinders en vir die mensdom is dit 'n wonderlike milestone.
Yes.
Is die katedese en die aanvaarding in 'n kerk of in 'n gemeenskap. Baie mense glo nie daar nie, maar dit maak nie saak.
Ja.
Dit is tersyde
Yes.
vir die oomblik. Maar bevoorregte familie en bevoorregte gesin wat jy kan deel met jou kinders.
Yes.
Ja, okay. Maar jy het ook nog so lekker sappige stytjie gemaak.
Oh ja,
Ek het hom nie gemis nie.
Regtig?
Ek wou nog vir jou gevra het, ja, ek hou jou dop. Ek wou nog vir jou gevra het, nou, wat is hom se naam? Jy weet, is daar 'n spesiale resep? Ek het net die gehoor jy sê, kyk hom so moet hy lyk.
Dis die wêreldberoemde Kaufeee steak.
Ja, dit lyk.
I'll do it on a Food Friday one day for us.
Ja, lekker.
But then we need to get another presenter here. Maybe we can get Tim to come and present.
Tim sit ook hier langs ons, maar ons gaan nou vir julle vir Tim wys. Ons wil net uitvind of Tim getroud is of nie vir julle wat ongetroud is. Gepraat van wie sê môre vir ons? Wie se
Okay, ons het vir Zelly Kotse, Tia Skutte, is ook op môre Tia. Ja, Tia se dogtertjie sê oor die naweek sê pothandskoene.
Ja.
Jy weet daai kombuishandskoene.
Ja.
So Tia se dogtertjie het hulle sommer aangetrek as sokkies.
As sokkies. Okay. Môre Tia, môre Hansie. Ek is bly julle kuier vroeg saam met ons vanoggend.
Yes.
Is die Vrystaaters slaap seker nog?
Nee, hulle is nog nie op nie. Miskien geniet hulle nog hulle lang naweek.
Ek moet vir julle sê op hierdie Conservation Tourism Tuesday, Environment Tuesday, ons het die ongelooflikste weer in Windhoek. Maak nie saak waar julle nou sit en kyk nie. Hierdie reën is absoluut ek wil amper sê half ongekend, onverwags, want Sondag op pad terug van Gubabes was daar geen reën in die lug nie.
Ja.
Sondag laatmiddag, Sondag vroeg aand, toe val die eerste druppels en dit het tussendeur gister en vannag het dit nog nie opgehou. So ek is baie nuuskierig om te sien wat die weerpatroon later sê.
Well, if there are any of you out there who know how much it has rained at your house here in Windhoek, maybe you can just let us know. Not only in Windhoek, if it rained outside of Windhoek as well, we'd love to hear how much it rained. And then what I've done is I've also put the satellite picture up for you. You can just follow that link and then you can check out all the clouds at the moment. Wolkies trek van die noordweste van die kant van die land af, reg deur die middel. Windhoek is letterlik in die middel van daai hele wolkmassa wat oorbeweeg al die pad tot sê ons maar Leonardville tot in
daai kant
Botswana.
so suidekant. Dit was interessant geweest toe ek gister vroegoggend gekyk het op Weatherbug, my getroue nie getroue weeraanwysing. Toe's die naaste weerligstraal wat slaan is toe daar in Angola. En ek sê toe vir Mona, ek wonder waar is die naaste weerlig? Baie dankie, kom die koffie nou te maak daar vir jou plek. En dan kry jy vir jou koffie daarso, dan sit jy sommer vir my in die kaffies en aan daai kant. Baie dankie, hier kom die lekker koffietjie vir die oggend.
Davey, the world famous
Ja.
and very professional waiter at Nico's Pub and Grill. Thank you, Davey.
Ek
Thank
moet
you,
sê,
Davey.
ek dink 'n koue Dinsdag, nee, koue Dinsdag, maar 'n reënerige Dinsdag kan maar loop. Daar's ook nie ons het 2-3 werksdae. Ons het Dinsdag, vandag, môre,
Ja.
saai ons uit, dan is weer 'n vakansiedag Donderdag en Vrydag is ons weer terug. Ek dink ons moet weet jy wat het ek vir jou? Wat jy nie van weet nie.
Mag ek dalk 'n breinsuiker?
Jy mag. 1 of 2.
Net een. Dankie.
Ons geliefde chef Terry
Yes.
is hierdie week af.
Right.
En hy het gesê hy gaan saam met ons kan kuier.
Oh, that'll be nice.
So ek dink ons
That'll
Food
be fun.
Friday maak ons saam met chef Terry hier by Nico's 'n lekker Gatsby.
A Gatsby.
Kom ons vra vir chef Terry of hy vir ons dalk Vrydag 'n lekker Gatsby kan kom maak.
Met 'n lekker lang lepel.
Met 'n lekker lang lepel, het jy 'n lepeltjie daar. Goed. So chef Terry, as jy luister, ek dink hy lê iewers knus in die bed. Gaan ons Vrydag 'n lekker kuieroggendjie hê. Laat ek gou hierso sien. So kom ons vat 'n breekie, dan kyk ons net gou wat in die koerante aangaan.
Yes.
So vinnige breek en dan is ons nou weer terug by julle.
My name is Salman Vermaak and I'm the CEO of Namibia Wildlife Protection. Namibia Wildlife Protection is one of the elite anti-poaching companies in Namibia, and we specialize specifically in the protection of the high target species such as rhinos and elephants. As part of our conservation awareness program, we offer anti-poaching training courses to the public, and you are welcome to come and join us on our next course if you are adventurous, if you are healthy, if you are interested in how to handle dangerous animals, firearms and firearm safety, legal aspects, tracking, survival, all those beautiful bushcraft type of things, then this course is for you. Check our social media for upcoming dates or send us an email at this email address.
Goed, daar's ons daai kursusdatum van Salmon hulle.
Ja, die volgende
Ons moet
cursus
nou 'n
is
bietjie kyk.
on the 15th of May.
Dis dit.
So you've just seen the Namibia Wildlife Protection ad. If you are interested, or maybe you would like to send your kids, or you yourself are interested in anti-poaching course, the next one is due to start on the 15th of May. And what I can perhaps do is let me just also put in the link so that you can go directly into Namibia Wildlife Protection's website and you can get all the information for that anti-poaching course.
Ja. Dis baie interessant die kursus, die content daarvan. Ons het saam gekuier, ek en Kaufeee was by die opleidingsentrum.
Yes.
Dit was baie eintlik net te kort geweest. Ek sou glad nie omgegee het om so 'n dag of 2 langer te bly nie. Maar wat vir my interessant was die jong manne van die buiteland, van die UK.
Ja.
Wat daar kom deelneem met aan die kursus, en ons het vir een van die ouetjie gevra, sê vir hom nou maar, hoekom is jy hier in Namibia? In Wildlife Protection. Toe sê hy, hy is betrokke by 'n unit, ek dink is iewers in Engeland,
Okay.
wat hulle doen nie dieselfde nie, maar hulle werk met omgewingsbelange, en hy het gehoor van die kursus en hy het besluit hy gaan kom doen dit. Hy sê maar dit is glad nie wat hy verwag het nie, en hy is so beïndruk met Namibia en die kursuskwaliteit en alles daarmee saam. Dit is eintlik actually fantasties geweest.
Yes.
Goed. Jy het vir ons iets hier in die koerante
We
vandag.
are looking at a couple of the newspapers this morning. The Allgemeine Zeitung, the German daily, today on Tuesday, the 2nd of May, and here we have it on the front pages. And in German, they are saying über die Grenzen hinaus. Dat beteken oor die grense beyond borders.
Oor grense heen,
heeltemal oor grense heen. En hulle verwys net weer terug na die Tourism Expo wat by die Windhoek Country Club en Resort plaasgevind het natuurlik 'n hele paar uitstallings daarso gehad, seminare, presentations, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, basically what it refers to just in general is that the Namibian tourism sector has got its eyes set on the international markets. And you know, Doug, that is actually something that I would expect post-COVID, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because you know, we had this whole thing during COVID. Yeah, why isn't tourism being made more accessible and more affordable for Namibians and all that kind of stuff? But the bottom line is, Namibian tourism is predominantly being supported by international people and predominantly the European market. So it looks as if, according to this, the tourism sector has got its eyes focused again on the international market, which I think is great because the country desperately needs the income.
Ja, nee, verseker so. En ons het gelees en gehoor dat die Toerisme Expo het hom beywer om oor grense heen in Namibië te bemark as 'n geheel. Wat ook vir interessant is dat die Iran prospektering in Stampriet se omgewing is onder die vergrootglas geplaas gedurende hierdie expo. So ons sal graag wil weet wat het daar gebeur. Ons het met Frank Bokmeel het ons 'n interessante onderhoud hier gehad en hy het presies verduidelik sy bekommernis as hierdie Iran prospektering of ontginning van plaasvind, hoe dit die akwapore in die Stampriet omgewing kan belemmer en bederf. En die herstel van sulke waterbronne vat tussen 30, 40, 50 jaar voor jy enigiets weer met daai water kan doen. So ek sal graag wil weet, ons vir Frank vra wat het uitgekom in daardie gesprek. Goed, jy het nog wat.
Yes, an interesting topic here on the Agri Monitor, the Republicans insert this morning. En hulle sê sodat die skaapsektor het wind in die seile. Okay, so met ander woorde, die vleisraad sê buiten vir die slagbedryf het groei binne al die segmente van die skaapsektor voorgekom. But we were expecting this already for quite some time. And the reason why we were expecting it is because Namibia has been declared that we are going to be suffering drought circumstances in Namibia for the remainder of 2023. And it's also so ironic. Usually when we talk about drought, it starts raining. You know, isn't it weird? But the thing is, Namibia and many parts of Namibia have not received enough rain yet. And hence the sheep farmers have taken off a lot of their animals off the land because if they were to keep them, it would cost them more by feeding them. So a lot of these farmers have taken the sheep off and have basically put them into the market for sale.
Yeah.
And hence we've now seen a growth in the selling of sheep products, mutton products. An interesting thing though, jy weet daai abattoir daar by Mariental.
Ja.
Dis die farmers meat market.
Heeltemal reg.
Hy het weer sy slagbedrywighede hervat en goeie resultate vir die slagbedryf gelewer. Altesaam 24,360 skape is by plaaslike abattoirs geslag wat goedgekeur is vir uitvoere. Right.
Nice.
So yes, we are seeing hier die uitvoere van lewende skape het op 118,853 in die eerste 3 maande van die jaar gestaan, terwyl die syfer 'n jaar tevore op 87,000 gestaan het. So
nice.
we are exporting our mutton meat.
Daar was so klein bietjie van die uitvoere van lewende skape het so klein bietjie gedaal, want ek dink hulle sê of daar word berig 5.5%. Maar daar was verskillende redes daarvoor. Mense hoop net dat die res van die veebedryf, vleisbedryf, dat dit nie heeltemal momentum gaan verloor as gevolg van die droogte nie. Maar dit lyk goed. Ja, daar is berigte en ons gaan dit nie oor en oor herhaal nie. Daar is berigte dat die 2022-23 vleisbedryf het so 'n bietjie nou van 'n knou gekry want dit het 'n mooi aanloop gehad en as gevolg van die droogte op hierdie stadium lyk dinge nie heeltemal so lekker rooskrelig nie, maar soos Kaufeee ook nou tereg gesê het, net as jy dink die droogte is hier,
Ja.
moet jou nie begewe nie, want kyk wat het nou gebeur. Dis heerlik nat hier in Windhoek en ons hoop die reën val baie weier is net dit.
Yep, I've got another thing that I would like to maybe just mention. And okay, first of all, an interesting thing, a great thing that the diesel prices are coming down. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're all happy. You petrol people, unfortunately, your prices will stay as they are. But diesel prices are coming down with, I think, something like 78 cents a
Maar dit
litre or
maak
something
dit
like
wonderlik.
that. Yeah. So good news. Obviously, that affects our transport business quite well, and people that drive bakkies like Dirk and I, we are the diesel people. However, I'd like to speak about bank charges. Now, isn't that a nice topic?
Nee, dit is verseker 'n nice topic, maar ek wil een ding sê, ons het nou die dag gepraat oor die koste van mediese fondse
Yes.
en die uitgawes, maar ek sê een ding vertel Kaufeee, daai ding kan jy lank oor gesels, want ek dink die mense besef hoeveel geld word van jou rekening gevat
Correct.
deur bankkoste.
So
Kaarte wat
if you've
geswipe
got the newspapers close to you, the NMH newspapers, you'll see a beautiful layout in terms of all the commercial banks. These would be Bank Windhoek, First National Bank, Nedbank, and Standard Bank. In terms of bank charges, and obviously each and every bank makes up their own bank charges and all that kind of stuff. However, there is a proposal out to the Bank of Namibia, because the Bank of Namibia regulates the commercial banks, to regulate the bank charges in Namibia. So now what the heading says, probing bank fees could deter investment. En hierso moet ons nou met die ekonome bymekaar kom
bietjie
op
by
'n
mekaar
kol.
gesels, ja. Ja.
Want wat hulle basies sê, they're saying that the profitability in the banking sector in 2022 improved to beyond pre-pandemic levels. Right. And what they're saying, basically, these banks are just becoming so incredibly rich because of these exorbitant bank charges. So the proposed regulation of banking fees and charges could deter investment. Analysts at Simona's Storm say Member of Parliament MP Vaiko Nekundi submitted a motion to discuss the possibility of investigating overcharges and unethical multiple charges by local commercial banks resulting in over-profiting.
Maar ek stem, ek hoor wat jy sê, Kaufeee. Wat gee ons 'n idee, wat kos 'n transaksie net met 'n kaart?
Okay,
Of by 'n
so
bank as jy nou gaan geld trek.
okay, so I'll give you an example, and it varies from banks to banks. I'm not going to mention the names of the bank. For example, let's say you go and do cash withdrawals. You are basically paying from one bank, which would charge you for cash withdrawal 26 Namibia dollars. Then the other one would charge you 8 Namibia dollars and 83 cents.
So ek is
And the
by-
other one would charge you 12 Namibia dollars.
So ek is by Standard Bank. Verstaan ek dit reg? En nou gaan ek by 'n Nedbank ATM gaan ek geld trek.
Right.
Daai ATM sê, maar ek gaan jou charge omdat jy my gebruik.
No. Well, you get first free withdrawals, okay? But anyway, but then cash withdrawal at your own ATM,
Ja.
when withdrawing 700 Namibia dollars,
Ja.
then one bank would charge you $26.
Okay, en weet jy hoeveel 700
En die-
word getrek elke dag?
And then another one would charge you $12.50. And the other one would charge you $18.20. And then the other one would charge you $8.83. Now, this, just across this one spectrum, from a $26 all the way down to an $8.83. Basically, what it tells me is that these banks have got free range in terms of charging whatever it is that they want.
Ja.
And should that not be regulated? And here's something that that we don't understand. Why Simona's Storm saying that this could be bad for investors if bank charges get regulated?
Ek ja, ek weet nie. Ek sê dit moet gedoen word, ja.
Is it to a degree that the investors would now be saying, I will not go to the bank that charges me $26. I will now go and invest my money in the one that charges me $8.83. En dan praat ons net van die een sektor.
Ja,
Ons praat nou nie van as jy geld stuur nog easy wallets en as jy nog, if you go buy airtime or you go buy
Pay today en al sulke
electricity
goedes, ja.
or pay today, all that. fascinating concept, and this is why I just don't understand. Why do the banks always have the biggest buildings in every city?
Verseker en gereeld maak hulle nuwe gebou oop. Terwyl ons praat van, ek dink ons het nog 'n kom ons kyk eers wie gesels saam.
Okay, so we've got Andre Kreenbuhl, hy's mos in Namibia. Hy sê môre daar in Namibia. Ag, hy's in Suid-Afrika bedoel ek. Môre daar in Namibia. Lekker dag en gee gas. Dankie Waldo, ons wil jou nog op die show hê. Onthou,
Ja.
so when you can. Nina Hoopert, sy's in Omaruru, sy sê dit reën nou heerlik daarso.
Lekker Nina.
Sy sê nee, o hel, my geld onder my matras begin bære.
Ja,
nee,
verseker.
that's what's. Ons het vir Andre van Sail op en ja, Andre is op. En ja, die vorige mense het ek nou al klaar die kommentare gelees. So,
Goed, ek het gesien Teaskat het vir my maar op 'n ander gedeelte het sy boodskap gestuur en gesê kyk waarmee het ons baas ons verras Tia, maar ek het nou nie my foon aan om te kyk nie, so jy moet dit maar vir ons daar stuur as jy ons wil jaloers maak. Dit lyk my dis waaroor dit gaan vanoggend. Gepraat van ons het nog 'n bydra en Daan Roos staan by daarvan van die spitskoppe af.
ja.
Maar dis 'n pad kus toe. Hy gaan vir ons 'n bietjie meer vertel oor sy ervaring net van en sy belewenis van toerisme en oorhoops gesien van toerisme. Ons gaan nou oorskakel na hom toe. Terwyl ons daai link reg kry, sê ons net gou vir Andrei, vir die van julle wat wil motors koop of verkoop, skakel vir Andrei by 081387 7029. Julle is baie welkom. En dan ons cleaning masters vir enigiets wat skoon gemaak moet word, kan julle daar skakel vir week by 0815654901. En dan Kaufeee het ons die fondsinsameling van Kylie.
Yes.
Dit is die fondsinsameling vir 'n atleet wat wil deelneem aan die USA Schools Nationals hosted by Nike. Nou se Ibert Agri het gesê kom ons doen iets, kom ons span saam en ons samel fondse in.
Yes.
Interessante
So
konsep.
what we've done is we've given you the direct link. If you go to this particular link that I've just put in terms of Ibert Agri, it'll take you directly to the site where it's been dedicated to Kylie. And yeah, the Athletics Development Club in conjunction with the Pupkewitz Foundation is sending an athletics team to take part in the United States.
Ja.
And obviously we need to try and fund Kylie as best as we can. And there are basically 5 lots of sheep, 2 sheep in every lot. And there's still 2 days and 9 hours left.
Ja,
All right.
ja,
So all you need to do is just go to Ibert Agri, then you would just need to register, and then you can actually go and buy these 2 sheep. Now, mense sal sê, "O, maar dis nou baie duur," maar ek gee 'n voorbeeld, daai een meatmaster hammel wat 88 kg weeg en die Persie hammel met 68, hy staan tans op 6.400 Namibiese dollar.
Ja,
Maar sê nou maar ek en jy koop
ja,
dit nou
ons deel
saam.
dit. Ja, dan sit
Dan werk die vleis vir ons effektief uit teen omtrent wat $40 a kilo, which is really good.
Hoekom ek hiervan hou is die feit dat hier's 'n inisiatief
Yes.
om sport te help en te bevorder. Dis nie net 'n kwessie van gee vir ons geld aan ons rekeninge nie, dis so 'n bietjie iets anderster vir 'n slag.
Ja.
So as julle weg oop sien, gaan daar na www.ibertagri.com en dan gaan kyk jy of jy kan deelneem of jy jou bot wil insit vir daai skape. Dit sal nogal baie cool wees. Ja, dis dit. Okay, wie gesels? Ekskuus,
Okay,
ek het net
ons het vir karretjies hierso op die show.
Ja.
En dan moet ons dink ek nog die kippies ad ook nog
Kippies gaan ons gou kyk. Kyk, kippies is 'n plek, julle kan 'n klomp goedjies daar boek vir julle besighede. Julle kan daar as jy 'n tuinkonferensie wil hê of jy voorleggings doen, sulke tipe van goed of funksies of net parties. Jy weet privaat partytjies en so meer. Skakel hulle, daar is 'n telefoonnommer by 081 333 7825. Daar is hy.
Dis
081 333 7825. Dan kan daar soos verskillende funksies
ja,
julle kan
ja.
doen. Okay.
Ja.
Kom ons kyk gou nog, weet ons nog vir oggend. Sê,
Right.
ons is terug. Wat ons gaan doen is ons gaan kyk of ons nou kan oorskakel na Daan toe. En dan kyk ons of ons daar kan kontak maak by hom by Spitskoppe. En so kom ons doen dit sommer nou. Dan gesels ons hoor wat hy sê oor die toerismebedryf en die inligting wat hy vir ons bring.
Good morning, Dirkas and Kaufeee. Nice to talk to you again. Thank you for all those interesting questions that you ask about Namibia and the tourism industry. We're standing here at the Spitskoppe on a little hill in the middle of Pondoki, and then the Spitskoppe main feature itself, and then also just around this corner here there will also be the Rock Arch, which is one of the places that they use many times for films, and also the tourists like to take those pictures with them. About the tourism industry, yeah, people talk a lot, we see the vehicles a lot, we see them driving around, but it's a different story when we put it all together. So at the moment, just the number of vehicles driving around in our country, we talk about 1,500 vehicles that will be on the road per day. Now it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you take it from a helicopter view or a very high helicopter like a satellite, to picture 1,600 vehicles crawling through our lovely paradise land, that will be something to see. But back to the facts. If we look at 1,600 vehicles per day, they will spend at least 4,500 rands per day on vehicle rental, on fuel, on firewood, on food, on medicine sometime, on almost everything. So everybody in the tourism sector or in the Namibian economy, they will benefit from the tourism industry. The same with a little man selling wood next to the road, playing his music. I remember that little guys from Kaufeee, or just 2 or 3 kilometers from Kaufeee, they made it themselves a band. 3 little guys with different sticks and things, and they make nice music. When you're on the road, and they get your attention to sell the wood and the carving stuff. Now 1,500 vehicles per day at 4,500 Namibian dollars will give us roughly 6.7 million per day. That's coming directly to the business people and the individuals of this country. Now 6.7 million will give us about 2.4, 2.5 billion per year. Now that's a sum which is very, very interesting for our economy. And the interesting part of this is that the number of vehicles is actually increasing by the day. I've made a visit there at Ours Delta, or at Ours Motors there in Windhoek, just yesterday. And yesterday alone there was 14 new vehicles standing there with new branding already ready to go out. One of them, Zambezi Car Rentals, they've got 11 standing there, and those vehicles will come into play as from next week. So this will give you an idea of the size of the self-drive. Now that's enough of all the hard stuff, the economy and figures and all those kind of things. Let's have a look at the sheer beauty of this lovely piece of land in our country. It's just rocks and hills, but very, very photogenic. Let's enjoy.
Nou daar sê, daai was nou eintlik 'n baie nice. Ons vra verskoning vir die klank wat so bietjie laag is, die klankkwaliteit. Maar ek moet sê Daan, ek stel baie dankie vir 'n bydrae wat julle gedoen het daar van Spitskop af. Hulle is op pad kus toe.
Yes.
En ons 'n bietjie meer inligting weer met hulle deel, dat weet vir ons hoe dit daar by hulle is. En hier by ons sit 'n jong man, 'n nuwe gesig op die show. Tim,
Môre.
môre en
Morning, Tim.
baie welkom by
Nice
ons.
to have you.
Thank you.
Ja, van een video filmmaker na 'n ander producer toe.
Yes.
Tim, jy's ook in jou eie reg is jy ook producer, maar eienaar van 'n agentskap.
Yeah, that's right.
Vertel ons 'n bietjie meer.
Well, basically what we do is we are a digital marketing agency. And so we focus both on the marketing aspect,
Okay.
but also the content aspect. So what we try and do is we try and create a holistic solution for our clients.
Ja.
But where we're a bit different from traditional agencies is everyone who works with us is a freelancer.
Oh ja,
Okay,
okay.
So
okay.
we don't have any formal employees.
Right.
And so that means that if a client is a specific individual they want to work with, we onboard them onto the team and
Okay.
we make sure that we can deliver exactly what the client's looking for.
Yeah. Kaufeee, we got that one ad that they made that blew us away.
Yes.
The one with the glass.
Probably my favorite ad for a very long
Can-
time.
can we
And
show
Tim,
it? Just-
and Tim and his
Yeah.
team, they've done this.
I-
It's-
I'm
Love
just gonna play it quickly, and then we can chat about the inspiration.
tell us what you think about this ad.
Yeah, yeah.
Manol Oil, because you appreciate the finer things in life, and so should your car. Only the best lubricants to keep it running smoother for longer. Available at Global Parts.
As ons terug. En die maker en die brein agter daai briljante ad, julle kan vir ons sê wat dink julle? Nou, wat was jou inspirasie gewees?
Well, I think we had a sit down with our team, so I can't take all the credit. It was myself and my partner, who's the videographer, who shot it. And we helped Global Parts with their advertising, and we thought, let's try and do something a bit more, you know, engaging and something that really captures your imagination a bit more. So they have this product, which is a really fantastic oil. And generally for that product, there isn't a lot of marketing available. And so we thought about like, let's do something that's going to, you know, trigger people a bit in the sense of when they see it, they're really attracted to it. And personally, I'm a whiskey guy. So I enjoy whiskeys.
Join the club.
And so I thought, you know, let's try and play on people's feelings towards this ad and kind of throw them a bit when they see what it's for. So yeah, I think it turned out really well. And yeah, we'll see if we can do something like that again for them.
That'll be fantastic. Looking forward to some stuff that we hope you will surprise us with. And also to our platform, you know, with your clients. You know, that's why we've invited them to come and see what we do. It's just a simple chat show, and everyone is welcome.
No, I think it's fantastic. You know, I think one of the biggest problems we have in Namibia is that we don't have enough local content being produced for Namibians and where they can actually also get local information. You know? So obviously we have the broadcasting channels, but not everyone's always on their TVs. And in terms of things such as podcasts, video podcasts, you know, there's not that much out there currently that's being produced.
And I tend to agree with you more than 100%, because what we often also see are corporate organizations, might be banks, insurance companies, whoever they might be, corporates, using advertising content that was produced in other countries. Right? The energy sector, maybe the financial sector, and those, you know, where I think it is more important, I don't know if you agree with that, that those organizations in particular should be more involved in creating local Namibian advertising content.
No, 100%. And I think the the thinking sometimes behind it is, oh, it's an African audience.
Yes.
Let's create African content
Right.
in one of these countries and we'll just use it across the board.
Yes.
But, we're multicultural. We have varying backgrounds all
Yes.
across Africa as well. And I've worked quite closely with some advertising agencies in the past. And they also struggle with that when they're
Sure.
working with their clients.
Sure.
And, when the client says, no, I think this content's going to work, which was produced here. But the ad agency says, well, this doesn't speak to our audience, And I think that's sometimes a bit of a disconnect, which we're trying to, correct as far as we can. But
Right.
I definitely think that local content speaks to the local audience. And if it's relatable, if you recognize things in the
Yes.
content that you can relate with, it's just so much more effective.
Yes. Well, for example, just something whilst we were talking, something tickled with my mind. And, when it comes to language, I know that Namibia's business language is English and all that kind of stuff. But as you so rightly said, in Namibia alone, I think we've got something like 12 or 13 different language groups. And I mean, let's take the Portuguese people in Namibia. The population is around about 2,000 Portuguese people. Would that not also justify perhaps using the Portuguese language every now and so then to advertise something?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Oshibambo,
Ja.
Oshierero, Deutsch, Afrikaans,
Dis heeltemal reg. Nee, jy is heeltemal reg. En die ander ding wat mense vergeet is, en ons sien dit deur ons ouens wat in Suid-Afrika saam met ons gesels en van ander lande af in ons comment section, is dat hulle is geïnteresseerd in Namibië. Baie van hulle is nie die ander kant die grens.
Exactly.
En familie bly in Namibië, maar hulle was nog nooit hier nie. So hulle is so geïnteresseerd in wat ons doen.
Yes.
Hulle connect met ons op die show live om juist om te kyk wat doen ons in Namibië. Jy weet, so ons moet nie skaam wees oor wat ons doen nie.
No, not at all. And then, of course, you must remember, Infostream, and we discussed it earlier on, is an international platform.
Yes,
It's not only a
absolutely.
Namibian platform.
Absolutely.
So let's say you do have an advert in Portuguese, Italian, whatever language we might not have so many people here. The people out in Portugal land and Italian land and France or whatever, they'll pick up on that. And they'll say, my word, I've never heard of this country. No?
That's very true. Very true. And we've got, in terms of the information that we share, we got so much that we still have to offer and will offer and put on the table that you are so welcome to participate. Doesn't matter where you are. Jy weet, ons het al ouens gehad uit van eilande af, van die UK af gehad.
Yes.
En uit die bloute uitkom ou Wiek daar uit Amerika uit. Sê vir ons hallo, jy weet, nou die tye verskil, but the fact that the guys actually want to participate and chat with, that's also unique.
Yeah.
We often have people that they chat to each other just by looking at the comment section, not even to us. They're having a conversation going on there by themselves, which is cool.
Exactly, and I think that's really the thing that sets apart this new way of broadcasting.
Yes.
It's interactive, and that's also something that locally, which hasn't been picked up on that much, but as you said, you also get feedback back from your audience, so
Yeah.
you're able to see, you can track the demographics of your audience.
Sure.
And say, these are the people interested in our show, or these are the people interested in that kind of content. And that's really what makes digital marketing and advertising and content so powerful. That's also what we always try and encourage our clients to think about is you're getting that feedback back.
Yeah.
You know who's listening to you
Yes.
and what they're saying about you.
Yes.
So it allows you to adapt and adjust and see, there's this audience I never thought about
Right.
that we can speak to in a way that really touches them.
Ja.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what also makes
Brilliant.
it special.
Brilliant.
Dit is weer kommentaar uit ons.
Well, Zelikotse said there's a mooi compliment for the Infostream. Thank
Baie
you very
dankie,
much.
ja,
Tim.
baie.
And they absolutely love your ad. They say very cool ad and all that kind of stuff. So well done. I love adverts that once you see them, there's actually something that you say, oh, but hang on a moment. Here's some very clever people actually use their thinking process in putting something like that. So please keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank
You're doing Namibia very proud in terms of that kind of quality work.
Ja. En dankie dat jy by ons kom kuier het vandag. Ons sal nou hierna gou nog so 'n bietjie met hom gesels en ons sien uit jou kliënt, jou groot kliënt Global Parts wat engage het met ons en gesê het hulle wil vir die volgende paar maande wil hulle gereeld deelneem aan Motoring Wednesday. Nou weet jy wat die platform is. En vir almal van julle wat sou belangstel om julle produk op ons platform te kry, is baie maklik. Julle kontak ons net of stuur 'n boodskapie by 0814328233.
Yes.
Of stuur maar net vir ons. Julle kan met ons connect op ons Facebook page ook. Of op ons persoonlike telefoonnommers wat julle ook het. Die ander ding, Timmy, en dan nog 'n ding is ons probeer gereeld ook ons kykers, ons contributors ook verras met lekker pryse. So ons het volgende week weer 'n groot wat ons noem surprise vir ons mammas vir Moedersdag. Dis volgende Sondag dink ek.
That's correct.
So ons het groot pryse wat ons gaan weggee. 'n Klomp mense wat vir ons gesê het ons is in, so ons het 'n lekker bundle, 'n verrassingspak vir een van die mammas, vir die van julle wat gereeld kyk. So maak seker dat julle volg ons show vir die res van die week, môre en Vrydag, en dan spesifiek volgende week. Want daai prys is massive, dis groot vir 'n gelukkige mamma daar buitekant. Ja. So dis dit, so Tim, enigiets voordat ons gaan kyk na die weer?
No, thank you very much for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. I think your initiative here is awesome.
Thank you.
So, no, I hope to be back on your show at some stage again.
Yeah, we'll definitely invite you. That's what we do. We are here to promote and help you.
Ja. Goed, Kaufeee, and you.
Right.
Hoe lyk ons weer?
Okay, so the weather for tomorrow, let's just have a quick look. The interior, sunny and hot in the southwest, elsewhere partly cloudy and hot, with a few thunder showers over the central and southeastern parts. I guess by tomorrow, because of the good rains that we've had now, once the sun comes out again, we're going to get that humidity, right? And please also take note, as we are progressing slowly but surely into winter, the snakes are out for the last time. We had a brown house snake the other day.
Is dit by
over
julle
the weekend.
gewees?
Yeah.
Want ek het
It climbed into the motor of the gate, the big gate. So it got a bit injured, but luckily some professional people came and helped us. Quite a big thing. I was very scared of them. So I immediately left the common dwelling and went to a bar and drank something, a whiskey, like you said.
Whiskey. Okay.
Then the coast, the weather partly cloudy and cool to mild. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow in the interior 27 degrees. Ons kyk so na 26, 27 al die pad op na omtrent so 32. So nie heeltemal te koud of te warm.
Nee,
It's
maar is lekker moderate.
Yes.
Moderate 27 grade is nie sleg nie.
Yes.
Maar jy sê daar's nie geen verdere voorspelling, weervoorspelling of
Geen
reënvoorspelling.
blitse of donderstorm.
Ja, goed, dan het julle dit dan. Wel, Kaufeee, dit is omtrent van my kant af. Ek dink ek is klaar. Ek wil net vir jou gevra het, ons Frosty man, sy advertensies is nie vandag op die
Of
skedule.
Frosties ons moet die mense herinner aan wie Frosties is en wat hulle doen.
Maar daar's 'n klomp mense wat by die huis is. So kom ons maak gou seker dat julle as julle ys nodig het. En julle kan net hierdie jong man skakel. Daar is sy advertensie 0812274411 en hy lewer dit af. Dis een van die manne wat ook gesê het, luister, ek is in vir Vrouedag, ek gaan 'n baal ys. Ek sien seker hoeveel sakke is dit? 8 sakkies. 8 of 12 sakkies in 'n baal.
Daai groot is.
Gaan hy weggee vir Moedersdag. So baie dankie vir sy bydrae ook. Maar ja, die groot verrassing kom volgende week.
Yes.
Klomp geskenke wat ons gaan weggee. Kaufeee, dis dit.
That's it.
Van my kant af is ek nou eers rustig tot môreoggend, wat Woensdagoggend is. So gedraai julleself. Ek weet baie is by die huis, geniet dit. Bederf mamma, bederf pappa met 'n koppie koffie of iets op die vuurtjie en ons sien julle dan môreoggend. Tim, groete vir jou.
Baie dankie.
Ja,
Dankie,
maak dit
Tim.
rustig.
Ja,
Ek hoop jy het
thank
'n
you.
rustige week is soos
Salle.
aan 'n afweek.
No, we look forward to the next show.
Okay, goed. Dankie baie.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and you can also WhatsApp us. Please do us a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, so you can get an update when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for now, hope to see you next time.